Welcome everyone. Today we're diving into a popular wellness topic, the benefits of apple cider vinegar. You've probably heard a lot about it, maybe even specifically about taking it before bedtime. But what's the real science behind its benefits? In this video, we're cutting through the hype to explore what apple cider vinegar can genuinely do for your body, focusing on its impact on digestion, blood sugar, fat metabolism, and gut health. Let's get to the facts, so you can understand its potential. So, what can apple cider vinegar or ACV actually do for you? Let's start with one of its best-known benefits: improving digestion. At its heart, ACV is acetic acid, a product of apple cider fermentation. Now, your stomach naturally produces hydrochloric acid, or HCl, which is a much stronger acid than apple cider vinegar, about 30 to 100 times more potent, in fact. This means ACV itself isn't what's directly breaking down your food. Instead, think of ACV as a primer or a jump starter for your digestive system. It gently stimulates the parietal cells in your stomach lining, encouraging them to produce more of their own hydrochloric acid. This is vital, as sufficient stomach acid is the crucial first step in effective digestion. With adequate HCl, an enzyme called pepsin gets activated, beginning the breakdown of proteins right there in the stomach. This acidic environment then signals the next digestive phases. Your gallbladder is prompted to release bile, essential for fat digestion, and your pancreas secretes a host of enzymes: proteases for proteins, lipases for fats, and amylases for carbs. Apple cider vinegar helps ensure this whole sequence runs smoothly. This can be particularly helpful for those with hypochlorhydria, or low stomach acid, which can cause bloating, gas, and malabsorption of key nutrients like iron, calcium, and magnesium. Interestingly, even some cases of acid reflux or GERD can stem from low stomach acid, and apple cider vinegar might offer relief by promoting better initial digestion. Next, let's talk about blood sugar control. Acetic acid in apple cider vinegar plays a significant role here. By contributing to the stomach's acidity, apple cider vinegar can slow down gastric emptying. That's the speed at which food leaves your stomach. Slower emptying means carbohydrates are absorbed more gradually, leading to a gentler rise in blood sugar instead of sharp spikes. This is key for insulin sensitivity. This insulin resistance is a precursor to type 2 diabetes. Studies suggest apple cider vinegar taken with meals can improve insulin sensitivity by as much as 34%. Stable blood sugar isn't just for those with diabetes, it means more consistent energy, fewer cravings, and better metabolic health for everyone. What about fat burning? There's evidence apple cider vinegar can help here too, primarily by stimulating an enzyme called AMP-activated protein kinase, or AMPK. Think of AMPK as your body's cellular energy sensor. When activated by compounds like acetic acid, AMPK can ramp up processes that generate energy. This includes boosting fat oxidation, which is the burning of fat for fuel, and reducing lipogenesis, which is the creation and storage of new fat. So, by activating AMPK, apple cider vinegar may subtly shift your metabolism towards burning more fat. Additionally, ACV has been linked to increased levels of GLP-1, a hormone that promotes feelings of fullness, potentially helping to reduce overall calorie intake. Finally, ACV can be a great ally for your gut health. When you consume apple cider vinegar, you're giving your gut a direct dose of this beneficial short-chain fatty acid. It can act somewhat like a prebiotic, providing food for certain beneficial gut bacteria. Moreover, apple cider vinegar contains other organic acids that help create an environment where good microbes thrive and less desirable ones don't. If you choose raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, you'll find the mother. That cloudy stuff at the bottom. It's rich in acetic acid bacteria and may contain enzymes and even some live probiotics, further supporting a balanced gut microbiome, which is foundational to overall health. Now that we've explored what apple cider vinegar can do, let's address the crucial question: when is the best time to take it? The answer truly depends on your primary health goal. First thing in the morning, on an empty stomach, taking apple cider vinegar upon waking can prime your digestive system for the meals to come later in the day, even if that's hours away. It's like giving your system a gentle nudge to prepare for its work. This can also help in clearing out any undigested residue from the previous night, acting as a mild cleanup or detox process by supporting the body's natural elimination pathways. Morning intake also supports your gut biome, kickstarts that AMPK activity for metabolism and energy, and may have a unique effect when it comes to enzymes. When you stimulate pancreatic enzyme release without immediate food present, some of these enzymes might enter systemic circulation, where they can exert mild anti-inflammatory effects and help break down cellular debris. Before a meal, especially one with carbohydrates or protein, this is arguably one of the most effective times for many of apple cider vinegar's benefits. Aim to take it about 15 to 30 minutes before you eat. This timing allows the apple cider vinegar to begin its work in stimulating digestive juices. You'll get enhanced digestion, jump-starting the breakdown of proteins and fats more effectively. Completing this first stage of digestion efficiently is critical for the subsequent stages to work optimally, leading to better nutrient absorption, more vitamins, minerals, and amino acids extracted from your food. This is also the prime time to leverage apple cider vinegar's blood sugar regulating effects, significantly blunting post-meal glucose spikes and improving insulin sensitivity. If acid reflux is an issue, this pre-meal timing can be particularly helpful. Before bedtime, the idea of taking apple cider vinegar primarily targets two areas: overnight gut health support and blood sugar control, especially for those who tend to wake up with high morning blood sugar levels, also known as the dawn phenomenon, common in individuals with insulin resistance or diabetes. Apple cider vinegar can work subtly through the night to help stabilize glucose. However, there's a crucial caveat. If you are prone to hypoglycemia, or if you experience restless sleep possibly due to blood sugar drops, taking apple cider vinegar before bed might exacerbate this and is generally not recommended. What about dosage? Does it vary with timing? Yes, slightly. Morning, on an empty stomach. Typically 1 tablespoon, which is about 15 milliliters, diluted in at least 8 to 16 ounces, or 240 to 480 milliliters, of water, is a good starting point. Dilution is non-negotiable to protect your esophagus and teeth. Before a meal, if it's a low-carbohydrate meal, 1 tablespoon 15 milliliters and 8 to 16 ounces of water is usually sufficient. However, if you're having a meal higher in carbohydrates, you might consider increasing to 2 tablespoons 30 milliliters for a more robust effect on blood sugar. Crucially, if you double the ACV, you must also double the water, so 2 tablespoons would need 16 to 32 ounces, roughly half to 1 liter of water. Ensure you drink this 20 to 30 minutes before the meal to allow the fluid to be mostly absorbed, so it doesn't dilute your digestive juices excessively once you start eating. Before bedtime, this is where you want to be more conservative. Start with just 1 teaspoon, about 5 milliliters, diluted in a good amount of water, say 8 ounces. Many suggestions for evening use still recommend higher doses, but this can increase the risk of irritation, especially when lying down if you're prone to reflux. 1 teaspoon is often enough to confer benefits without the downsides. You can gradually work up if you feel the need and tolerate it well. If reflux is a concern, consider taking it earlier in the evening, say 1 to 2 hours after your last meal, rather than immediately before lying down. This gives it time to pass through the stomach. Many find the taste of ACV challenging. Here are a few tips to make it more palatable. Dilution is key. As mentioned, always dilute. Add lemon or lime. A squeeze of fresh lemon or lime juice can complement the tartness. Natural sweetener. A few drops of liquid stevia, or a tiny amount of monk fruit can balance the acidity. Sparkling water. Some find that using sparkling water makes it feel more like a tangy spritzer. Add spices. A dash of cinnamon or ginger can also alter the flavor profile positively. So, what's the absolute best time? It's personal. Identify your primary reason for using apple cider vinegar based on the benefits we've discussed, and choose the timing that aligns. You can even combine timings. However, more is not always better. What are the risks, and how much is too much? Generally, you don't want to exceed about 4 to 6 tablespoons or 60 to 90 milliliters per day. It's best to spread it out and always make sure it's diluted. Potential risks include 1. Gastrointestinal irritation. Esophageal or stomach irritation can occur, especially if undiluted or taken in large amounts. The solution is to reduce the dose and increase dilution. Start very low, like a teaspoon if you're sensitive. 2. Tooth enamel erosion. The acidity can erode tooth enamel over time. Always dilute apple cider vinegar. Drink it through a straw to minimize contact with teeth and rinse your mouth with plain water immediately after consumption. Wait at least 30 minutes before brushing. 3. Mineral depletion, especially potassium. Very high, chronic intake of apple cider vinegar could theoretically lead to lower potassium levels and affect bone density. This is typically seen with excessive consumption. For example, a case study reported issues in a woman drinking 250 milliliters daily for 6 years. That's over 16 tablespoons. Sticking to moderate recommended doses makes this unlikely for most healthy individuals. 4. Drug interactions. This is an important consideration. Apple cider vinegar might interact with certain medications, diuretics and laxatives. Apple cider vinegar can have a mild diuretic and laxative effect itself. Combining it with prescription diuretics or laxatives could potentially lead to excessive fluid loss or electrolyte imbalances, particularly low potassium. Diabetes medications such as insulin or oral hypoglycemics. Since apple cider vinegar can lower blood sugar levels, combining it with diabetes medications could increase the risk of hypoglycemia or blood sugar dropping too low. If you're on such medications, monitor your blood sugar closely and consult your doctor. Your medication dosage might need adjustment. It's always wise to discuss any new supplement, including ACV, with your healthcare provider if you're on medication or have pre-existing health conditions. Remember that other vinegars count too. If you're having a large salad with a vinaigrette dressing made with a few tablespoons of wine vinegar or balsamic vinegar, you've already introduced a good amount of acetic acid with that meal, and additional ACV might be redundant. Similarly, many hot sauces are vinegar-based, sometimes comprising 30 to 50% vinegar. If you're dousing your food in hot sauce, you're getting a significant vinegar dose. While apple cider vinegar, especially the raw, unfiltered kind with the mother, is often preferred for its potential extra probiotic and enzymatic content, it's important to note that the primary active ingredient responsible for many of the core benefits, like blood sugar control and some digestive aid, is acetic acid. This means that even plain white distilled vinegar will provide a good portion of these benefits because it contains acetic acid. So, if the cost of organic apple cider vinegar is a barrier to consistent use, plain distilled vinegar can be a very affordable alternative for achieving many of the same effects, though you'd miss out on the mother. Ultimately, apple cider vinegar can be a valuable tool in your wellness arsenal when used correctly and for the right reasons. Understanding its mechanisms, choosing the optimal timing for your goals, adhering to safe dosages, and always diluting are key to harnessing its benefits while minimizing any potential risks. We hope this guide has opened your eyes to the many powerful ways apple cider vinegar can support your health and daily routine. Taking charge of your well-being doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes the simplest habits make the biggest difference. If you're passionate about becoming the healthiest version of yourself, you're in the right place. Subscribe to the channel and join a community that believes in small steps leading to big change. And if this video inspired you or taught you something new, a like is always appreciated. It helps us reach more people on the same path. Keep investing in yourself, stay curious, stay consistent, and never stop growing. Your health is your greatest asset. Treat it like it matters because it does. Thanks for watching.